Hi, I'm John Waterhouse. Welcome to our Summer Prosperity Review. Please know that we're aware it's not summer anymore, that we moved into the fall, but we're going to continue this class for a while because we have some really good selections from our prior classes to share with you. So enjoy the class, and I will know with you that you get something remarkable and wonderful and incredibly useful out of doing this work. We're still hearing from people all around the world about our increased income program. If you haven't signed up, there's still time. You can go to our website homepage and fill out the information there to register yourself for the class. And when you do, Barbara and I will have a copy of what you've written to us, and we will do our treatment work every day, knowing the truth for you that you are incredibly abundant, which shows up as perfect health, perfect wealth, and perfect happiness. And to show you what it is that we're saying with you, and knowing that you will say it yourself if you're in the increased income program, let's do this together. I, John, know that God is the source of all supply and that money is God in action. I know that my good is here now. I am so rich and so full that I have an abundance of money to spare and to share today and always. I know that true prosperity includes perfect health, perfect wealth, and perfect happiness. This word, which I speak in faith knowing, now activates universal law, and I accept the results. I bless all that I have now, and I bless the increase. I bless all the others in the increased income program of our class, and I know that we now prosper together in every way. I give thanks for this good, and so it is. If you're not saying that every day, print it off the website and say it and watch what happens. The stories we're getting are amazing, and they're coming from around the world. So have a great class, and I'll see you at the end.
Welcome to Class 5 of the Summer Prosperity Series 2018 at Center for Spiritual Living, Asheville. I am so glad you are here. So, I have questions. Are you prepared to prosper?
Yes!
Are you ready to have what you want to have?
Yes!
Are you ready to go where you want to go?
Yes!
Are you ready to buy what you want to buy?
Yes!
Are you ready to do what you want to do?
Yes!
Are you ready to be who you were meant to be?
Yes!
Get up off your butts and we'll do our treatment for prosperity together aloud.
I do know that God is the source of all supply and that money is God in action. I know that my good is here now. I am so rich and so full that I have an abundance of money to spare and to share today and always. I know that true prosperity includes perfect health, perfect wealth, and perfect
come, if you have your type check ready to go, come and line up and share your increased income with the class. Who's coming up? All right, Liz is coming up.
She's not that tall.
So I'm blessed by being a practitioner, and that means I get blessed with tithes. Thank you.
Hi, well, let's see. Today, I've had 2 other music students contact me, and so now I'm doing that on Skype to bring in extra income, which is great. And I got 2 more private practice clients for my psychotherapy practice.
So, last week we won the lottery. And actually, I didn't come up here because I thought it was not significant enough. But it was $10. But this week I'm giving the $10 plus the whole $10 and another 10 here. So I also wanted to share though there's been a shift. And that's the biggest thing I'm excited about because, you know, being in this course, there's been a shift because my husband's contract ended in the beginning of June. So I was like, well, what are we going to do? So we're internet marketers, so it took us like June and July to like kind of figure it out. Now we got such clarity. So I'm really excited about what we're going to do. Hopefully he's too. And so the clarity and the enthusiasm, that's, I know, is what builds the momentum. So I'm so excited about what's coming forward. And I also just happened to have coffee with somebody and they purchased, I'm writing 10 video scripts for them. She's a national speaker and she lives here. And then I'm also, you know, we're doing a website for someone. So these are side gigs that we're going to do. So that all, you know, I don't have the check yet, but they said yes. So I'll be back up there next week. Come on.
I did some errands for a friend and they gave me money, and so here's your part.
So I went to the VA to have my eyes checked, and I knew that I would have the exam and I would get a prescription to go buy glasses. And then I found out that I get both pairs free. So like Rhonda, I didn't think what I got was very significant, but I got a free yoga class last week for my birthday, so that accounted for something. And I had some old tickets for Biltmore State, and my niece came to visit, and they were from like 2015, and they were still could be used, but now they're like $25 higher. But the manager gave it to me.
Hello. I'm still not doing numbers, but I do have things to show. My beautiful goddess here updated my Thai blog. If you're not aware of it, I'm happy to share it with you. You can look at last month's, there's lots of gaps in between the lines. And this month, just about every line is filled in, so yay. And I've already typed because I PayPal'd it.
This isn't exactly money, but in the last year, because of prosperity and because of the teachings, my FICO score went up 161 points in the last year, and that's what's like Linda, ran some errands for a friend of mine, and she gave me a fee, which I didn't expect. And so I'm giving part of that to you. And like Jane, I found several dimes and stuff, so I'm donating that.
I got a $75 photography job, a $100 dog sitting job, and a $200 tip. Exact change, so there's a little extra.
Anybody else? Never think that your demonstrations are too small. Never discount them. Because what you're doing is, hello?
There you are.
What you're doing is establishing in consciousness the fact that things show up for you. You are not passed by. The universe shows up for you. And every time you see that, every time you acknowledge that, every time you give energy to that, the universe shows up more for you. And Emerson said, there is no greater small to the soul that maketh all. So whether it's a penny on the ground or whether it's $1 million, the only difference between the two is you. There's no difference to life. Life is giving. So what we want to do is we want to open our consciousness to be able to accept greater and greater levels of good. How many of you are doing your treatment for prosperity every day? How many of you are doing it more than once a day? Good, 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 good. Why do we do it more than once a day? To believe, yes. So that we don't think thoughts of negativity, we think thoughts of prosperity. And what we want to do is train ourselves to think the thoughts that we want to experience. And so we've been going over this treatment and over this treatment. We've been yelling the treatment. We've been singing the treatment. We've been dancing the treatment. I've been doing this treatment since I lived in Miami. And I've been teaching it here at this center since we were in a trailer out in a cornfield, and people have been manifesting increased income. But I don't just want to run through it. I want to go through it slowly tonight and really look at what it says. It starts off with I, and then we say our own name. Barbara, you say your own name. We're not treating for someone else. We're not treating world peace. We're not treating an end to cancer. We're not treating for our dear Aunt Bertha. We are treating us. We are learning how to demonstrate in our lives for us. Laura, will you turn the kitchen light off and shut that door for me? And what is it that we're treating? We are treating to know, not to guess, not to hope, not to wish, just wishing and hoping and thinking. No, that's a crop. You don't get anything with that. What we do is we know. We are treating ourselves to know, to believe, as Anna said, to know that God is the source of all supply. Wow, that's a big, big idea. That all supply, whether it's air, whether it's clothing, shelter, money, food, whatever the supply is, it's coming from the realm of spirit. There is a spiritual substance out of which all supply comes. And so it's not something that is anti-spiritual. And I don't know about you, but I remember when I picked spirituality up again, I was like 15 or 16, I bought my first mantra from TM. They were in the selling of mantra businesses, and back in the mid to early 70s or 60s?
Not 70s.
No, Matthew was born in 74.
Oh, okay.
So no, this was in the 60s. The mantras were $100. That was a lot of money for a 16-year-old kid to cough up for a mantra. But I wanted the mantra. I hung out at the yoga ashram a lot, and I bought into this idea that says spirituality and materiality are different. And in order to be spiritual, then I will proudly be poor, because those other kind of people are materialistic and they have all the good stuff. So I'm not going to want that good stuff because I don't have it, and then I'm going to give myself a pat on the back for being so spiritual. And then in hindsight, as I got older, I realized that that was very close to my traditional Christian upbringing that said that we don't, we're not greedy, we're not selfish. You know, those are evil, sinful things. And I was still playing that same game that if I want to get brownie points in heaven, wherever that is, in the later years it was if I want to get enlightened by next Tuesday, then I can't be attached to materiality. Just like I couldn't be greedy and selfish as a kid if I wanted to get into heaven. Same game, different words. So what does it mean when God is the source of everything? That everything is made out of the substance of spirit. And then we take another bold leap into land where I had never gone before. Money is God in action. That's heresy. What happened to money is the root of all evil? Well, he never said that. He said the love of money or the obsession with money could lead you into a sense of separation, because that's all that evil was. And notice that Jesus, if we're going to talk about Jesus for a moment, he had a treasurer. Who was Judas? He was the treasurer. What do you have to have a treasurer? Money. Money. Judas kept the money. Jesus had a robe with no seam, a seamless garment. That means they had to weave it into arms and whatever it was. Very, very expensive. He didn't go without. If he was fasting, it was because he wanted to fast. Otherwise, he would go into a town and people would say, oh, come into my house, let me put oil on you and feed you, and we'll have a party, and he'll turn water into wine and everything will be cool. He didn't preach poverty. He didn't preach poverty. And this idea that says we're not supposed to be rich is, for me, it was a real basic idea inside of me. When I realized that it was okay for me to want what I wanted anyway, but I had been denying that I wanted it, when I realized I could want that and then I could have it, there was a part of me that was afraid the earth was going to open up and swallow me. Because I had always been so indoctrinated to say, no, leave the last cookie, let somebody else have it, there are children starving in China, we shouldn't want, we shouldn't take, we shouldn't have. Can you imagine if the trees out in the parking lot felt like, oh, I grew a lot last year, I should not spread my branches to the sun. I think I'll let this other little tree come on over and I'll just not have leaves this year. And then I won't suck up any moisture either, because there's a drought, and although I could go down deep and get it where the water is, maybe I should leave that for someone else. What would that tree be doing? Dying. We are not here to die. We are here to live, and if you're alive, you're going to want stuff. If you're alive, you're going to want to grow, to expand your experiences, to live more fully, to live more richly, to be blessed. You're going to want that, and to make peace with that is very, very important. Not only to make peace with it, but to embrace it and say, I am here to be rich. I was born to be rich. I've spent my whole life about being rich. I'm going to enjoy everything in my life. I'm going to live the rich life, appreciate it, be grateful for it, and enjoy it. That's what I'm going to do. Instead of, well, I didn't want to bring my Mercedes or my Lynn's Jag, into the parking lot because people might think funny things of me. No, man, Linda, a freaking helicopter out there. Let's lift up the consciousness for ourselves and each other that say, we can have this. We are meant to have this, we are supposed to have this, and then we open up our ability to accept it, because truly the universe is right here going, April, 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 I've got it all for you, I've got it all for you, I've got it all for you. And all we're doing is opening up and accepting it. I, Barbara, know that God is the source of all supply, and that money is God in action. Just go for that. Go for that, together. I, Barbara, know that God is the source of all supply, and that money is God in action. I was so impressed with John. Not only did he put the money in his mouth, but he burned the $100 bill. Money is God in action. It is an energy. It is a flow of life. And when we are open and accepting it, we're going to have more of it. When we're not afraid of it, when we're not feeling guilty about it, we're going to have more of it, and we deserve to have more of it. I know my good is here now. Not coming, not tomorrow, not maybe if I meditate enough, take enough classes, maybe if I do good deeds, my good will come, maybe not all of it, maybe just a little bit. No, my good is here now. Right here and right now, you have as much good as you ever will have because you have it all. You don't have to wait another moment. You don't have to do anything to get it other than open to it and take it. It's like we are standing at the buffet of life, and I'm saying to you, pick up the food and put it in your mouth. Pick it up and put it in. Eat it. It's for you. I don't know. I don't know if I should. Really, should we be eating with our fingers? Isn't that crass? Eat it. Eat it. Grab it. Eat it. Put your face in it. Eat it. And when nature does that, we call it healthy. We call it vibrant and alive and strong and growing. We go, wow, look at that field. It's growing so fast. That's because they put their mouth in the buffet and they're sucking up everything they can to be who they have come here to be. That's our job. I know that my good is here now. Say that. I know that my good is here now. 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 Right here, right now, period, end of story. If it's not here now, it'll never be here. And not only is the good that you can imagine here now, but all of everything is here now. I'm a big fan of precious metals. So when I say my good is here now, I see stacks of gold. In coins, in bars, I see stacks of gold. That is for me. It doesn't take anything away from anybody else for me to have mine. That's mine. It was created specifically for Barbara Waterhouse. It is my job to take it. It's my job to accept it. It's my job to have it. It's my job to wear it well. That's my job. Not to be pansy-assed and wishy-washy about, well, do I want it, do I not want it, can I have it, do I deserve it, oh, what am I going to do when I get it? No, just take it. That's our job. I am so rich. I'm not a little rich. I am so rich. Just say that part. I am so rich. Say that again. I am so rich. I am so rich because I have big piles of gold around me. I am so rich because my face is in the buffet. I am so rich and so full. Start from I am so rich. I am so rich and so full. Can you just feel that in your body and in your energy field? Say it again. I am so rich and so full. To me, it feels like I'm a fountain and it's coming out and overflowing all around me. I am so rich and so full that I have an abundance of money. We're not talking about time. We're not talking about ideas. This class teaches us how to master money. That I have an abundance of money to spare and to share. Now, we're sparing it before we're sharing it. That means we have more than enough. and we are sharing it. We can share it with the center, we can share it with each other, we can share it with a person down the street, we can share it with our family. I was talking to an insurance salesman last week, and he said that before he was in insurance, he was in real estate, and he just felt that it was his calling, his spiritual calling to buy houses for all of his family members to make sure that they would be okay. And so all of his cousins, brother-in-laws, all of these people, he bought them a house because he wanted his family secure in Asheville. And he was saying how he was really glad he did because property values have gone way up, and now everybody has a lot of equity in those houses. To spare and to share, you can share it anywhere. But when you are letting it go, you're also setting law in motion. We don't get more by holding on. You don't get more by holding your breath. You don't get more by not having your heart beat. Hold your breath and don't have your heart beat, you're called dead. You thrive and you are alive by letting it go from a sense of fullness that you have more than enough so that you have enough to share, to spare and to share. Is it spare and to share? Spare and to share. Today and always. Let's take that from the top. I am so rich and so full that I have an abundance of money to spare and to share today and always. Let's do that again. I am so rich and so full that I have an abundance of money to spare and to share today and always. Yeah, David's getting into it. Yeah. Yeah. This is the truth about us. I know that true prosperity, we're not talking about fake prosperity. I'm not going to teach you how to demonstrate $1 and then leave you, and that's all you've got. Prosperity is a consciousness. Prosperity is a way of life. Prosperity is all around you. It's not just one thing. So I know that true prosperity includes perfect health, perfect wealth, and perfect happiness. Perfect happiness. I don't want you to have money and be miserable. I don't want you to have money and be sick. You don't have to choose. Well, if I want money, that means I've got to sacrifice something. That means I've got to give something up. No, it doesn't. It means that you get more, because the consciousness that accepted the money accepts more and more of other things. You could add other things to true prosperity. What else could you add to that?
Love.
I know that true prosperity includes perfect love.
Health.
It's got health in there, yes.
Freedom.
Freedom, perfect freedom. Oh, you can do this. What does true prosperity includes? Perfect joy.
Creativity.
Perfect creativity.
Compassion.
Perfect compassion.
Right livelihood.
Perfect right livelihood. Perfect wisdom.
Fun.
Perfect fun. Now, those of you who are struggling with this, look at your limitations. Well, Barbara, you've already gone from money to now you've got health and happiness on top of money, and now you want us to come up with more?
Yeah.
More is never enough. It isn't. It isn't. It was never meant to be enough. What are we going to do when we've had enough air? Okay, that's enough air. It's never enough. It was never meant to be enough, because it's all about cycles. It's all about spinning the energy. It's all about setting out into spiritual law and having it come back, and setting it out and having it come back, and setting it out and having it come back. And you just start spinning that energy, and it goes faster and faster and bigger, and there is no end to it. You're expanding, you're growing, you're accepting, you're living. I think that we stood and probably in some very spiritual, competitive way fought to get in on planet Earth. We said, I want to go, no, I want to go, no, I want to go. Well, there's only one incredibly dysfunctional, alcoholic, baby boomer family left. I'll take it, I want to go. You know you did. So since we're here, this is what we wanted, and it's so important to me to smell the smells, to taste the tastes, to see the sights. I love that, Lisa, you've been to all 50 states?
Yes.
All 50 states. And you're an international traveler because she wants to see this planet that she incarnated on. I want to experience things. You are supposed to. You didn't win the prize by showing up here just to say, oh, well, I'm not going to do what I wanted to do. No, at a soul level, you want it. You want to do it, you want to have it, you want to be it, you want to go there, you want to experience every moment of this life. And in our culture, to do that, it takes money. So be at peace with the money, celebrate the money. I like to take large amounts of cash. Now it's interesting, those of us who were raised on cash, and maybe not so much everybody in the room, but those of us who were raised with cash being the real amount of currency, it does something to our subconscious mind. And so I've always taught classes to take large amounts of cash. Now they can be $1 bills, because the subconscious isn't going to know the difference. I like to go to the bank and say, can I have your best bills because this is a gift? It's a gift to me, but I don't have to tell them that. And if you see any that are dirty or rumpled or torn or anything, give them back, and they'll find you new ones. And then take that money and feel it, smell it, stuff it in your pockets, put it in your sheets and roll around on it. Pick it up and throw it up in the air and watch it come down on you. Play with the money. And when you do that, you're opening up pathways in your brain that says, money's everywhere. It's in my pocket, it's in my car, it's laying all around my house, it's in my bed. I have so much money. And then that is what's created. It doesn't take a huge amount of money to go out and do that. Take $100 and turn it into $1 bills and play with it. I like to roll around in it. We've done some crazy things with Ed Weedens with 1,000 $1 bills at a time and just really played with them. So play with your money. Get over the hang-up that says, oh, it's money. How many of you freaked out when John burned that $100 bill? It's $100 what?
They're not gonna have that.
It's $100. Oh my God, it's $100. There it goes. He just burned $100. It's just $100. So what? There are so many more $100 bills. There is so much money in the world that I think the last figure I heard was every person on the planet could get $4.3 million. Wow. There is so much money in the world. There's so much lumber in one forest in Russia that could build a mansion for every man, woman, and child on the planet. There's so much food that it rots away. There is so much. I'm not going to get into the distribution of it, but it's there. It's up to us to open up to it and accept it. Let's do it together. I know that true prosperity includes perfect health, perfect wealth, and perfect happiness. Yes, you get to have it all and everything else. Perfect freedom, perfect love, perfect joy, perfect right livelihood, perfect relationships, perfect time. Whatever it is, you get to have it all. Say that, I get to have it all. I get to have it all.
You can almost put a little line in there after each paragraph says that this isn't easy yet, go back to the one above.
This word, it's all about the word. This is a teaching of the word. This word, which I speak in faith.
No.
What's up with faith? What's up? You gotta have faith. Have a little faith. This word, which I speak in faith. Have you ever needed something and it showed up?
Yes.
Yes, of course, everyone has had whatever they needed show up. And if at the time we didn't think so, it all worked out later. This word which I speak in faith, knowing that the universe is going to bring me all this great good stuff, knowing, believing, knowing, accepting, this word, the power of the word, which I speak in faith, knowing, now activates universal law. This is so important. We are a teaching of the word and the law. We are a teaching of how to demonstrate and manifest things and experiences in our lives. There is a law that takes our word and makes miracles happen. It makes everydayness happen. We've had so many things that have been in the realm of the impossible that have become possible through the speaking of the word and the activation of spiritual law. When we speak our word, something happens. That's why I'm such a stickler of don't say that. Don't say that. Come back into the universe of positivity. Come back into what you want. Come back, Abraham would say, come back into alignment. Don't say what you don't want. Say what you do want. And have a little faith that there really is a spiritual law that's going to be set in motion, and you're going to get stuff back from it. The more you do that, the more faith you have. The more you hear about other people's stories. Line them up at the microphone. Story, 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 story. Money showed up, money showed up, money showed up, money showed up. The more faith that we have, the greater our faith, the more our consciousness opens up into being able to accept all the good that's saying here, 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 here. And we're going, yes. Say yes.
Yes.
Say it again.
Yes.
And when that happens, there is a connection. Call it the law of attraction, all of those laws that John talked about yesterday. Whatever it is, stuff happens and it's here. It's right here. And we get it because we were meant to get it. And we get excited, and we're supposed to be excited. We're supposed to be happy. We're supposed to be living from that high state of excitement and happiness and joy and having life just be a miracle and magical experience every moment of the day. We were not created to be depressed. Don't do that. Remember what Brian Byro said at his board breaking workshop. He said, get up, stand up, look up, smile, and move. And if you do that, it will shift any energy that you've got going on into this happy, positive possibility thinking. That's up to you to do that. And I accept the results. I don't deny the results. I don't discount the results. If I see a penny on the ground, I don't go, oh, that's just a penny, that's not worth my time. That's God showing up as a penny for me. It's part of my pile of gold. Yes, I'm going to take that. Yes, I'm going to accept it. Yes, I'm going to do that happy dance out in the middle of the parking lot and celebrate that, because if I can demonstrate a penny, I can demonstrate $1 million, and I am experiencing that creative flow of life. Now, for those of you that are going, no. You're going to die. You're going to die poor and miserable. Don't do that. Do you know how lucky you are to be sitting in this room listening to me right now, telling you how to live the rest of your life excited and happy and prosperous and joyful? You're amazingly lucky. Yes, Drew.
I still get pennies from heaven almost every
Yes.
day.
Of course. Of course. Yes. This word which I speak in faith knowing. Let's repeat it.
This word which I speak in faith knowing now activates universal law, and I accept the results.
Get your arms out there. And I
accept the results.
I'm accepting the results. Get it. You're not going to be closed down. You're going to be wide open, because life is going here, 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 here. Boy, the traditional Christians are getting it. They're getting it.
Right?
They're saying that we're doing believing prayers. That God is busy giving us everything that we want right now. Yes. Yes. That's what we are doing. We're accepting that and having it in our hands so that we can stand up here and say, this is what happened to me. This is the $4,000 that I got. This is the $10,000 that I got. This is the $1 million that I got. This is the penny that I got.
Yes.
It is all the exact same demonstration. I bless all that I have, and I bless the increase.
Yes.
Say it.
I bless all that I have, and I bless the increase.
Now, most people are taught, count your blessings, be grateful for what you have, which is great, but then they stop there. No, we're going to bless the increase. We're going to bless all the moreness of it, because we are meant to have more. Nature doesn't stop. Those trees out there will continue to grow and grow. We have a 450-year-old oak tree up in the upper parking lot. It's huge. It didn't get to 20 years and say, well, I think I've gone far enough in life. I'll just go ahead and just slow down and stop. No, it's every year. I'm going to crowd out anybody that tries to get by me. I'm going to suck up all the moisture I can. I'm going to live to the fullest. And it's huge. We're meant to be huge. We're meant to do that. Our soul doesn't say, oh, that's enough light. That's enough energy. Oh, that's enough living. No, it just shines bright. That's the way it is with money. So many people can't make the shift between spirituality and materiality. They're all the same thing. There's only one. God shows up as money, and shows up as money specifically for you. Particularly for you. Bringing together all things in time and space to have it pop in your lap. And it's your job to accept it. It's your job to take it. Let's say it again. I bless all that I have now, and I bless the increase. Okay, you got two spaces so far where you're opening up your arms. One is I accept the results, and then it's I bless the increase. Get a little energy going on here. Get that energy in. There you go. And I bless all the others in the increased income program of our class.
Can I just say something?
Sure.
Because I stand up here and I visualize everyone in the class every single time I say that.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
Yes. I can't bless me and not bless you. We are one and the same. You are another myself. So I'm going to bless you. I'm going to support you. I'm going to know that you have so much money that you're standing up here going, I need a lawyer, I need a CPA, I need a financial consultant. If anybody has anybody, could you see me after class? That's where I want you to be. I want you to hire people to help you with your money because you have so much that you're in a realm that you're not trained for. And that's where you get people that are. And I know that we now prosper together in every way. I know that we now prosper together in every way. Perfect health, perfect wealth, perfect happiness, perfect freedom, perfect love, perfect time, perfect everything. In every way. We don't have to say, I got that so I can't have this. It's all about every way. Every way. That's our job, to prosper in every way. Let's take it from the top. I bless all that I have now, and I bless the increase. I bless all the others in the increased income program of our class, and I know that we now prosper together in every way. In the end, I give thanks for this good, and so it is. Yes, that's what you're saying. You're not just running through it fast. You're not just doing, okay, that's another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. Listen to what you say. Sometimes I whisper this treatment. Sometimes I do it silently. Sometimes I do it very loudly. Sometimes I'm talking to myself, like another person, talking to myself. Can you imagine if we had, as children, had the idea that God is the source of all supply, everything comes from God. That means it's all good, it's all pure, it's all perfect, it's all for us. There is no bad stuff out there that we shouldn't have. It's all for us. And money is the action and flow of spirit in our lives. Could you imagine that every time a child got an allowance, this is the action and the flow of God in your life. When you spend it, understand that God is moving through you in this spending of money. And what you're getting back is God in form. Because there are some people in this world that are really hung up about money. And I don't want us to be that. I want us to be in tune with money, in sync with money, having fun with money, playing with money, rolling around with money, having so much money that we're thinking, well, should we go to Hawaii or should we go to Canada? Do you want to take a cruise? I'm buying. Who wants to go? That we have so much money that ideas about payments and things like that are just in such a different universe. If we want something, we go pay cash for it. You want a car? I have found that when I bought my last Mercedes, being able to stand there and peel off $100 bills while the person was talking about price and I was putting out what I wanted to pay. He said, "You think that big stack of $100 bills is going to impress me?" I said, "Yes." He said, "You're right." That's the same amount of money as if I wrote a check. But being friendly with money, there's an energy to that. There's an acceptance of that there's something real about that. I want you to be on such intimate terms with money that you're sleeping with it, that you are fondling it, that you're kissing it, that you're rubbing it all over, that you're having fun with money. And as you open up to that idea that money is a good thing, money is a blessing, that whatever God is, God wants you to be rich, the same way that God wants the trees to be rich, that the flowers are rich, that life is intended to be rich and wealthy. That's what we are supposed to bring into form. And when I teach this, I get very excited about it because I have seen people go from poor to rich over this summer prosperity class. I have seen people who thought they were stuck, backed into a corner, didn't know how to get out of it, learn how to create money. I mean, just the bag, and this was a rumpled paper bag shoved under a bush in the Montfort district. I think it was on Montfort Street. And what brought her eyes to look at that? What is that under that bush? And when everybody else had walked by. And then to have the wherewithal to stop and go, what is in here? It's a bag of money. It's a bag of cash. Thank you. What does that? It opens someone up to say, I really can have money pop out of the blue. I can have the faith that the deal's going to go through, the contract's going to work out, that my life is going to work out, that I can have the things that I want to have. You know, this idea of deity is not a sadistic SOB up on a cloud that says, Dakota, go to Maui. And Dakota goes, I think I'm supposed to go to Maui. And then God goes, not for you. How sick is that? We have a force of livingness in and through and as us and everything else that says, Dakota, go to Maui. And in the saying, it's bringing everything that Dakota needs to go to Maui. Everything that she needs. Because there is no empty spot in a unity. That you cannot have a desire for something and then not have it exist. And not have it exist in its totality. It has to exist every time you think it. That's why we keep singing the peace song. Because we're going to sing it till it comes forth. Till we can all accept it because it's here. You can go to Maui. You can go to Hawaii. You can do the life that you want to do. It's already right here. I am so excited and enthusiastic about this because I have watched people totally change their lives. And I've known people with a lot of money who are just as poor as somebody living in the project. Oh, I don't have enough. You've got millions of dollars. I don't have enough. No. What we want to do is we want to open, accept it, not be afraid to give it away, to spare, to share, today and always. We want to be in that flow, and it is my job as your cheerleader to do anything that I can to get you moving along that path, because I love this teaching. I love this teaching. I found it on welfare, food stamps, giving plasma twice a week to feed my 3-year-old child. I found this teaching and it totally transformed my life. I want you to have that. I believe in this teaching. And so some people say, oh, Barbara Waterhouse with the big hair and the big mouth. You bet. I got the big hair, I got the big mouth. Because I'm not going to stop talking about that which can free each and every one of us. It is my commitment. It's not my job. I could sit up here and just be very passive about, you prosper, No! What a waste that would be. When I think about things that I love, I get filled with this excitement. When I think about the books that are going to go up on the website and the more books that are going to go out on Amazon and the people's lives that are going to be touched, when I think about all that, I get excited because that's what I am here to do. What excites you? What are you enthusiastic about? What are you just cooking with? What is it? And then let that energy come forth from you. Let yourself be excited. Let yourself get poked fun at. Let yourself take a risk, step out of the box, and do something different in life. And then what I want you to think about, it came to me through the Wallace Wattles book, The Science of Getting Rich, which is exceptional. And if you want to hear the very first book that I recorded, and I feel like it was my best work, go to the website and download the audio version of The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles, read by Barbara Waterhouse. I was standing up there in the sound booth going like this and just being so excited about it. And one of the things that Wallace Wattles says is, while you are reading this book, don't read anything else. You can read other things later. But while you are studying this material, commit to studying it. Commit to doing it. Look at all of the things he says. You got to overfill your place. There is a thinking stuff, which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. To be able to really ponder those ideas and to focus on them and to be with them. He says, just commit to that while you're doing it. If you're going to stop, then stop the whole thing. But don't dilute it with a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Focus on it. And so what I want to encourage you to do for the next few weeks, because we only have a few weeks left of the class, but please do your treatment for prosperity forever, is to really focus on it and don't get distracted. Let yourself get into that feeling. Get excited about it. How excited do you get when someone comes up and gives you $1,000? How excited do you get? Get excited about it. Get excited about it. Yes, do the happy dance. So many times we get what we want and we're happy about it and then we let it fade. Howard Thurman wrote this beautiful piece of prose called Keep Fresh Before Me, the Moments of My High Resolve. That when it was fresh, I would have fought anyone to the end. I'm totally paraphrasing. But instead, I let it slip away a little bit at a time by not paying attention to it, by getting caught up in the mundane things of life until it was gone. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. Have high resolve to get rich. Laura.
So I moved in an apartment. I didn't have dishwasher. So I didn't have a dishwasher for 5 years. And I got a dishwasher, and still every time I turn on the dishwasher, I'm like, I'm gonna have clean dishes.
Yay!
Like I still am just, I still love it.
Yes.
Good for you, and you prosper. Yes, you do. I was on a vision quest 4 days and 4 nights with no food and no water. I've never taken a drink of water after that I didn't relish water. Water is so precious. So allow yourself to appreciate it. Don't just go, oh, it should have been more. No. Wow, look at what that is. Oh my God, look at that. I'm so excited. I get to have clean dishes. I get to have money. I get to thrive in life. I get to go out. I get to do things. I get to have fun in life. That's where you're supposed to be. Fenwick talks about enthusiasm, and he speaks of it in the sales realm. And that if you're not an enthusiastic salesperson, you're not going to sell anything. So learn your material. Be familiar with it. Know how it works. And then be enthusiastic about it. Tell everybody you know about how you're demonstrating money. Learn your material. Understand it. Get familiar with it. Spend your time. Commit to it. And then let that enthusiasm come out. When you demonstrate anything, a dime, tell somebody, call somebody up and say, I got a dime. Man, I got a dime. It just materialized right out of thin air. It's a dime. It's a freaking miracle. Do that. And then watch how it grows. Watch how you open up to it. Watch how that energy, it's a law of attraction. Watch how that energy goes out and it just starts bringing all this good stuff into you because you're not dead. And I don't want you to die. I want you to live. And if you're going to live, you might as well live fully. You might as well live richly. You might as well be successful and prosperous and happy and joy-filled because that is who you are meant to be. That is what you were created to do. And it is my job, probably until my dying breath, to be able to say, you can have this. You were meant to have this. You were supposed to have this. And I have a particular belief that we, in 2018, in the United States of America, have an obligation to have this, to demonstrate to the woman in Africa with 12 kids and nothing, that she can have it too. Because if we give up with all of this going for us, if we can't make that jump to really live the life of our dreams, what the hell hope does anybody else have? This is our job. You want a spiritual purpose? Your spiritual purpose is to prosper. It's to be rich. It's to live the good life. And if you want to give all your money away to people in Africa, you can do that. Notice that Bill Gates had to have money to give it away. Warren Buffett had to have money to give it away. And he's not giving it to his kids. He's giving it away while he's still alive. That's one of the things I've studied well. You can give your money away after you're dead and trust that it goes where you want it to go. You cannot give it away and then let whoever adjudicates your estate deal with it. Or you can give it away while you're alive and you can have a say in what happens to it. Really wealthy people give their money away while they are alive, so they know what happens to it. Isn't that fascinating? You gotta have some money to give away. So your job is to get the money, and then do whatever you want with it. Buy a yacht, just go around in gold diamond shoes, I don't care what you do, that's your business, or give it all away, doesn't matter. But you have to have money first, or you are forever at the effect of poverty. And the difference between prosperity and poverty is 1 cent. You either have enough or you don't. And if you don't, then you are bowing down to the God of money, which is what I believe what Jesus meant when he said, the love of money, the obsession with money. You're obsessed with money when you don't think you have enough. The obsession with money is the root of all evil, or that would be, is the not living part of life. So don't be obsessed with it, be in love with it. Enjoy it, befriend it, celebrate it, and watch it come into your life in greater and greater amounts in ever expanding ways from many different sources. Watch how money just shows up. Because I, Barbara,
know that God is the source of all supply and that money is God in action. I know that my good is here now. I am so rich and so full that I have an abundance of money to spare and to share today and always. I know that true prosperity includes perfect health, perfect wealth, and perfect happiness. This word, which I speak in faith knowing, now activates universal law, and I accept the results. I bless all that I have now, and I bless the increase. I bless all the others in the increased income program of our class, and I know that we now prosper together in every way. I give thanks for this good, and so it is.
Hi, everybody. I'm trusting you had a great class. I certainly did. So know with me that everything that you heard today touches your heart and your mind and creates a change in you so that you can go out into your world and create amazing abundance. You are a prosperous being. So know with me that this is true and that we're going to do our increased income treatment one more time. So if you've got it there, great. If not, get it off the website and be able to say this to yourself every day. It makes an incredible difference. Here we go. I, John, know that God is the source of all supply and that money is God in action. I know that my good is here now. I am so rich and so full that I have an abundance of money to spare and to share today and always. I know that true prosperity includes perfect health, perfect wealth, and perfect happiness. This word, which I speak in faith knowing, now activates universal law, and I accept the results. I bless all that I have now, and I bless the increase. I bless all the others in the increased income program of our class, and I know that we now prosper together in every way. I give thanks for this good, and so it is. Thank you, everybody. Have a fantastic week, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.